Hi, Marion.
Hi, Kat.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
This week, we're continuing the idea of liberation. It's the word of the month.
Liberation means freedom. It means becoming free.
Being liberated in your body and being free in your mind. It's something people can do together.
All right, let's begin.
First, we should sing. Won't you join us? Let's sing Oh We Give Thanks. Oh, we give thanks
For this precious day,
for those gathered here,
and those far away,
for this time we share.
with love and care.
Oh, we give thanks.
For this precious day.
Wonderful.
All right, let's light our water chalice.
And I'll light the fire chalice. And you can light yours at home.
We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the loving heart. This is the church of the helping hands. Let's guess what's in the Wonder Box.
Well, it must have something to do with liberation.
It must have something to do with Easter.
I have some ideas. Maybe it's an egg. Or maybe it's a chick. I don't know which one came first. Today it was the egg. It could be an Easter hat. I love a good Easter bonnet. Or maybe it's a can of food. Remember last year when we did the egg hunt with cans instead of eggs, and then we got to donate the food? That was so fun. Maybe it's just a basket. A basket inside another basket would be so cool and meta. Whatever it is, I hope it's something great.
It's empty. There's nothing in here.
What? That's terrible. How are we going to talk about liberation without a prompt from the Wonder Box? Can we even continue with an empty box?
I don't know. This is really surprising.
Yeah, and disappointing.
Actually, this reminds me of the Easter story.
Really? How so?
Well, you remember that the Easter story is about how Jesus died.
I mean, sort of. I remember that at Christmas we celebrated Jesus's birth, and we talked about how Jesus was like a geode and RE, and we cracked open the geodes to see how sparkly and wonderful Jesus was on the inside, and also how sparkly and wonderful we are on the inside. I still have my geode. Do you? But on Easter we celebrate Jesus's death, and I've always wondered why Easter is a celebration. It seems like a really sad time. Like, why are we wearing white? Shouldn't we be wearing black, the color of mourning?
The Easter story starts out as a super sad story. Jesus was a wise and radical teacher with a group of loyal and loving followers. His teachings were about love and kindness. Then he was put to death, executed by his government for his religious ideas. That is the sad part. After he died, he was put in a tomb and his followers were grief-stricken. They didn't know how they were going to be able to continue to go on with Jesus' teachings without him. Then the next day after he died, a weird thing happened. The followers came to the tomb, which was kind of like a cave. The stone at the entrance to the cave had been rolled away, and the tomb was empty. They were surprised to find the tomb empty, a little like how we felt when we found the Wonder Box was empty. Then, suddenly, they realized that although Jesus was dead, he was not gone in their hearts and minds. His love and teaching remained. A legend grew up that he had actually risen from the dead even, because they felt so strongly that he was still there in their hearts. And instead of giving up and just forgetting about Jesus and his teachings, the followers traveled and brought Jesus' message of love and freedom everywhere they could go. And when others heard the message and could see the love and passion of his followers, they also started to spread his teachings. The wonderful thing about love and kindness is that it grows when you share it.
Oh, so that's how a sad time turned into a celebration, and why Easter is such a joyous time for Christians.
And as Unitarian Universalist, it reminds us that when there's a great loss and emptiness outside of us, inside of us is strength. That, like for example, when we lose someone, we can remember them inside and then bring that love and remembrance outside into the world.
So I see how this is a story of liberation. When we talked about Passover last week, we talked about being freed physically, like when the Jews were liberated from slavery. That was joyous. With Easter, Jesus' friends were freed in their minds. When Jesus died, they were defeated and they felt trapped by that loss and grief. But then they were liberated by love and memory. They had hope and work to do. That is a liberation of the heart and the mind.
Jesus' message of love and freedom and justice is a message of liberation and hope. And if we follow these teachings, we bring liberation and hope into the world.
This week, we would traditionally hunt for eggs, but I encourage you to turn over rocks and see what you might find. What meaning can you make of your time at home? What experiences of love can you share with each other?
Easter is an experience of love and hope, not just an event of rabbits and fancy hats. Can you spread love and hope this week? You could donate canned goods to the food bank. Feeding the poor was one of Jesus's favorite ways to spread love. In fact, there's a whole theology that comes from caring for the poor called liberation theology.
And speaking of liberation, keep working on your liberation bingo. Well, we'll see you next week. Should we extinguish our chalice?
Yes.
We extinguish this flame,
but not the light of truth,
the warmth of community,
or the fire of commitment.
These we carry in our hearts
until we are together again. See you soon. Happy Easter.